Today, we are very honored to have one of our customers in Hong Kong, uh, Ms. Sharon Niam, from LGT Bank, to share with us their experience in rolling out Concur, expense, and invoice in Asia. So a little bit background on LGT Bank. So they are the biggest asset management company under a um, Let, Liechtenstein princely family for over 80 years. And then in Asia, they have around 900 employees in different parts of Asia, for example, like Hong Kong, Singapore, and Thailand. And they've been Concur customer since 2019, and they implement Concur expense, invoice, and also budget. The key users are the relationship managers and regional headquarter executives within Asia. So, hey, Sharon, thank you for your time to join our seminar today.
No problem. It's my
Hi.
pleasure.
Okay. So, to start with, could you share with us before using Concur, what are the key challenges in handling the employee travel spend as well as the vendor payment employee spend?
Okay, because in finance, right? We are a region office, so usually the process is quite different, and also the regional CFO doesn't have the overview of what is spent in both countries on the RMs, T&E plus the invoices. So that was actually one of the key challenges that we have
Mm.
initially. And
Okay.
but even though because we in Hong Kong and in Singapore we do have our own developed system. So
Mhm.
Singapore has their own developed system, and then Hong Kong has another one. So every time when we want to make some changes, it's always very difficult, or you have to put in a lot more money for
Okay.
enhancement.
I see.
And because it's a third party service, and then sometimes when they do upgrades and stuff like that, they always ask you whether you want to upgrade. If you don't upgrade, they can't support you in
Mm.
going forward or something like that. So that's what we find it a bit challenging for us, because as our business grow, we do need to have a system that can cater for our growth in business.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that because I think for a in-house system upgrade, and this is certain costs associated with the cost of ownership. But with a cloud system like Concur, everything is the latest version, and you don't need to have a specialized IT team to maintain and support it. It's all done by Concur. So this is one of the
Right. Yes. Exactly.
yes. Okay. So so after you start, looking into Concur, and then we start the implementation. Tell me a little bit about your experience during the implementation process with our service delivery team.
Okay. So during the implementation, of course, in the beginning, when we try to introduce this system to our project members, they was like, "Oh,
Mm,
okay, this is different from what they used to do." But
mm,
because then when we kick off the project, so we
hmm.
actually have a lot of calls with Concur to ensure
Okay,
that that the project manager will always guide us through the configuration by using your industry best practices.
sure.
So
Yeah.
of course during this call, then we always are able to ask and clear our doubts. So I would say during the implementation process, the Concur team is actually quite helpful. And then
Hmm.
you guys are always sharing the best practices, like what other of their clients are doing, and then
Hmm.
we try to also use that opportunity to streamline our process.
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's probably one of the reasons why we can finish the implementation for both expense and invoice within 10 weeks, right? 2.5 months.
Yes, exactly. Yes, correct.
Great, great, great. Yes, and after the project was live, so did you have a chance to get some feedback from end users, those relationship managers and executives, and how are they using Concur after the system went live?
To be honest, in the beginning, because I mean,
Mm.
if it's new, so everybody has to learn from scratch how it works. But
Yes,
subsequently,
true.
our finance team, because previously before using Concur, right,
Mm.
our finance team is actually checking the receipts manually.
Oh, okay.
So that part itself, we do spend quite a lot of time doing those checking of receipts against the expenses report.
Right.
So which is why we also took the opportunity to subscribe to the Concur audit team to help us to
Mm.
do the compliance check on the receipt. That actually helped us a lot, and then our finance team can actually use their time more efficiently right now.
Okay.
So that's one thing. We have very good feedback from the finance team.
Mm. That's good. That's good.
And then
So,
initially as well, we didn't roll out the mobile app, but subsequently, after a while, when everyone is happy with the system, and then we roll
mm,
out in the second phase. So
okay.
now the management are actually quite happy with the mobile app because they can also do the approval on the go.
Right, right, right. Yes, especially for those movers that are traveling all the time. They don't have a lot of time back in the office, so they can just use the mobile to do the approval, right?
Yeah, and then for the front, for the RMs,
Mm,
they are also quite happy because they can just use the mobile app and then take the receipt, the
mm,
picture, and then upload it.
yes,
And then at the same time, once it's uploaded, the assistant can actually work on their expenses report, not
right,
just
right,
wait until they are back in the office and then they have to give them all the receipts and all this.
yes, and
Yeah,
and
so I
also
think that's quite good.
yeah, and I still remember back in those times that I when I travel, I need to carry back the receipts, paper receipts, and sometimes I forgot what is receipt for, and also I'll probably misplace it. But using Concur mobile app, we take a picture immediately. You have a record already, so and you can just write down any purpose on for that expense. So it's very, I think, from the user side, the user experience can be much better.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Now to summarize, so I think similar to other Concur customers, so there are, at least from the finance industry, there are three benefits of Concur, namely compliance, cost control, and digitization. So I think you talked about the compliance earlier, that our audit team help offload the burden from your finance team to check the receipt or expense report. And then you also talk about the approver using the mobile apps to approve it. But also, can you share a little bit more about like cost control in terms of a budget visibility? How Concur help LGT Bank to better control the T&E cost?
So right, I mean with the system, and then
Mm,
when we have the budget in place, set it up in Concur,
right,
usually the budget owner, when they do an expenses report or anything, they can actually have a real life check on their budget module that the cost
right.
has been how much has been allocated. So this
Mm.
is actually one of the good things for the budget owner as well because they can also view it on the mobile app.
So this is basically they can have real-time access to the actual budget compared to previously understand probably the budget owner might get the budget, but maybe there's a time lag. They're probably getting the budget of last month, and then they don't have real-time access to the latest and current budget, right?
Yeah, exactly. Correct.
Okay, great, great, great. So I think these three benefits, compliance, cost control, and digitization, summarize the benefits that LGT Bank achieved by using Concur. And I can, because I also have some other finance customers, they all share the same thing. These are the key benefits they can get from Concur. So, by the way, while we are talking, there's some online questions coming in, and there's one question for you, Sharon. And the question is, what advice that you can give to a company that's thinking about using Concur or planning to roll out Concur on expense and invoice? So, any advice that you can give to them?
I would say that you really need to know what is the ultimate goal for your organization. So for
Sure.
us itself, we want to align or streamline the process across Asia.
Right.
So we actually did a lot of preparation beforehand.
Mm.
And during the process, we also identify some of our users as a champion. So
Yes.
usually they are the finance team. So we
Okay.
will also see how, or work with Concur how to do the configuration setup, and then based on that, they do a lot of testing. So during that process, like I said earlier on, we had a lot of interaction with the implementation project manager to
Mm.
ensure that all our requirements and needs are met.
Yes.
So I guess if you really want to, you have to know what is the ultimate goal. If you just want to use the system, which can help you to customize the workflow, yeah, that's fine. But
Okay.
because for us, we want to streamline the process and so see what is the best practice that is in the market. So
Right, right, right. Yes, I fully agree with you because you look for just a tool to automate. Well, there might be other tools, but if you look for the best practice in the industry and also with a goal in mind, and just like LGT Bank, streamline the process and get the advice from a leader in the market for best practice, then Concur is the definitely choice. So thank you so much for your time, Sharon, today. And so in the meantime, let me pass back to Victor for the rest of the questions. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon.
thank you.